Hi everyone, you're listening to Achieve Balance with Dr. Arminta, a show brought to you to help you be healthier, happier, and more vitalistic next year than you are this year. You can find us at achievebalancechiropractic.com/podcast. And you can find us on Facebook as well. We are looking forward to helping you be healthier in your future. Thanks for listening. Now let's start the show. Hey guys, it's Dr. Arminta here with Achieve Balance podcast, and I have with me today Lynn Rossy, who is an amazing mindfulness expert. She's based out of here in Columbia, Missouri, but she's a real treat and a hidden gem, I believe, in this community. And so she's going to share with us what got her into mindfulness and her new practice of bringing that into the yoga practice, and how can she help you achieve more balance with what she does in her world. So welcome, Miss Lynn. I'm so glad to have you. So glad to have you here.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about you. What's your background, and how did you get to the space where you're at now?
Well, I am a health psychologist, and I moved to California. I'm from here originally, and I moved to California when I was 21 because I had to get out of Missouri. And I spent about 14 years trying to figure life out, and really kind of bottomed out, right, when I was out in LA. Great place to bottom out in.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's a common thing that happens out there, I think.
And so I found myself, and I found a spiritual path, and that's made all the difference in the world. So I came back to Columbia, went back to school, got my PhD in psychology, and during that process is when I really discovered mindfulness and meditation and yoga. And so for many years, I taught the mindfulness-based stress reduction program at the university, and I developed a mindful eating class called Eat for Life. Which I didn't really think I was going to get into at the beginning, right? I mean, I could deal with stress and anxiety. I mean, I understood that really well and love to help people deal with those issues. But I love to eat, right? I love to eat. So if you look at my vacation pictures, they're usually all about food, right? I like to go find good food. I like to eat good food. And so I didn't think I related to the problems that people had with food until I developed a class and taught it, right? And the minute I taught the class, the first class I ever taught, which was at the university, I was totally hooked because I just saw how much people struggle with food and their bodies.
Huge. It's huge.
There's so much suffering that goes on, and I can relate to suffering. So that's why I do what I do, because I've suffered in my life. I see the suffering that other people go through, and my goal in my lifetime, my career, is to help alleviate suffering in people's lives to the greatest degree possible.
Right? I love that. Yeah. I love that.
And we can do it. We really can. And then, of course, if I reflect back, I really did have a little small period of my life where I developed a little eating disorder because I'd quit smoking cigarettes. I mean, that was in my other lifetime. Mm-hmm. I smoked and all kinds of other things. And when I stopped, I developed a little bit of an eating disorder and gained a lot of weight. And so it took me a while to get it all off. And so I do understand the struggle that people have with gaining weight and trying to get it off and not being able to get it off and trying every diet plan in the book. And we know that diets don't work.
Right. They the first three letters spell die.
Right.
It was really
exactly.
phenomenal.
But so I'm in the mindful eating field. That's one of the major things that I do. In fact, I'm going to be the president of the Center for Mindful Eating starting in June.
Stop. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. And we're a worldwide international organization, and we just voted to change our mission because it was just to train professionals in the field of mindful eating, but we've had so much response from just the general public that we said we're going to make a whole series of resources available specifically for the general public. And so that's at tcme.org. I encourage everybody to go to that website.
Wonderful. And we will tag all of this in the notes and stuff
Absolutely.
After the show, for sure.
Okay. So I developed this Eat for Life program. I did research on it. I had it published in the American Journal of Health Promotion, and we found that people, after a 10-week class, they reduced overeating, binge eating behaviors significantly compared to a control group, and they increased body appreciation. And we know that when you appreciate your body more, you're going to treat it better, right? When you're not beating it up, you're going to treat it better. So I really stress that a lot in my classes, right? We have to love ourselves. We have to love our bodies, right? That's how they become healthy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then people increased on an intuitive eating scale, which means that people began to eat more based on physical hunger cues as opposed to emotional cues or environmental cues, which we have a lot.
Oh, they're all over the place.
Yeah. So it's estimated that we make 200 food decisions a day.
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Yeah. But we're faced with food everywhere.
All over the place.
All over the place. And you're making a decision consciously or not consciously about whether or not to pick that up.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And most of the time we're unconscious. In fact, at least half of the time we're unconscious. And so the hand can reach that food and put it into your mouth before you even know what happened. Right?
Oh, it happens all the time.
All the time. So the class helps you stop doing that. It starts to teach you why you're eating, what you're eating, how you're eating. It's just guided by your own internal signals. You can have a different relationship with food in your body. No outside source is going to tell you how to do that. You can start dropping in, really tasting your food, really tapping into, am I hungry? Am I not hungry? If I'm not hungry, why am I reaching for food?
Right.
You might be hungry for something else. Most of the time you are. But we haven't stopped long enough to say, what is it I'm really hungry for? It might be connection. It might be nature. It might be something to drink. It might be
very much so. And we
rest.
see this as it's almost like it forms just a habitual response to what that is. And if we're not conscious about it, if we're not bringing awareness to it, it can be detrimental to how our overall function is. And it's not like we're eating really food even. It's not like we're going to be
food like substances.
It's like we're not going to grab for the apple or some celery or something like that, but we'll usually grab for something sugary.
Right.
And then that's a whole different other chemical cascade.
Absolutely.
Effect.
Absolutely. Yeah. So food can bring you pleasure, but it's not going to bring you happiness.
Always.
Right.
Always.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we need to find our happiness in other ways. Right. And so this class actually goes into that. It's not just about eating. Mm-hmm. It's not just about your body. It's about your entire life.
It is almost sounds like it's a self-awareness or self-discovery course.
Right. It is.
Like a life journey type course.
Yes.
That is wonderful.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun. I'm actually teaching it to a whole group from Brazil this summer. Online, live. That's how I teach my classes. And so they found me and they got a whole group together. And so that's who I'm going to be teaching to this summer. It's crazy. And they're going to translate me into Portuguese.
How much fun is that?
Yeah, I know. It's really great.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So my next classes to anybody in the general public will be in the fall. And I'll teach two, one at noon Central Time and one in the evening Central Time.
And they're all online?
Yes.
Now, are they ever recorded to you can pick, like if you enroll in the course, you can pick it up later?
Well, so if you enroll in the course, I want you to come, right? It's live. Mm-hmm. I'm there every week. It's 2 hours. And we do record it. And so if you have to miss, I can send you the recording so you don't miss out.
Right,
Which is great.
Right.
That's why I really love you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if you can't make it every week, that's okay. It's better for you to be there, but at least you have the recording.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you also have written a book.
I have.
So tell me about that project and...
Yeah, well, I did the research on the 10-week program, and I thought, why not get this to a wider population?
Right.
So I just took the ideas that I use in the class, and put them in a book. And it's called the Mindfulness-Based Eating Solution. And it really takes you through a lot of the aspects that are in the class. Plus, I have recordings on my website at lynnrossy.com that are from the book, that are from my classes, and those are free and downloadable and available to anybody.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful.
And it was also the book was named one of the top 10 books by mindful.org in 2016.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
what a
really
cool
sweet
experience.
Right.
And I know that I've talked to several people that have gone through your course at the university, and just the amount of life-changing, skills that I can use for the rest of my life for all aspects of, self-love and self-discovery and self-growth, which is really an amazing thing.
Well, yeah, because if you learn the skill of mindfulness, you really wake up.
Yeah.
You're not going to go around unconscious anymore. And when you don't go around unconscious, you can discover all kinds of things, right? That is the key, really. It's learning how to become more mindful, which is being present with kindness and curiosity and compassion. And what about that wouldn't make a life better?
Right. Every single time. Every single time. It takes away the worry.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the stuff that plagues us of the what ifs. Because you're always in the present. You're never in the luminary of like that what if world out there.
Yeah, well, and even if your mind goes there, which your mind might, because it's might have been conditioned to go there,
right?
You can see that conditioning with the practice of mindfulness and go, oh, worry thought.
Right.
Let it pass by like a cloud across the sky, whatever. You learn that skill of not getting caught into every emotion, every like or dislike.
Right.
Otherwise, we're just pulled around constantly.
Right.
Particularly like by the disliking. Just notice how much you dislike as you go through your day. I didn't like that the alarm went off in the morning. I didn't like the way the sun came up. I didn't like that it rained or that it was sunny or that it was this. I mean, the mind has a habit of doing these things.
Right.
And so mindfulness helps us just to step back and go, oh, there's the mind doing what it does. And then what's really happening? Well, I got up this morning. Wow, I'm alive. Woo!
Right.
It's
the joy.
Fantastic. Joy.
Yes.
See, the joy is my key word. So my kind of touchstone is joy. It really is. Because I really think we should have the capacity to lead joyful lives. And joy is a word I truly resonate with. And if anybody knows me, they know what I'm talking about, right? Because I have a big laugh, and it comes easily, and it's oftentimes laughing at myself. But, it's like joy is where it's at for me.
Well, I mean, if you can't do that, then this is really an interesting thought. So if you ever heard of the consciousness awareness chart, it basically takes emotions and it talks about their frequency, their vibration.
Oh, okay.
And the joy is up there. It's above love. It's above peace.
Wow.
It is one of the highest resonating emotions that an individual can have. So if you well up joy, and just even that word,
I know,
brings so much elevation. And what that does is it changes the physiology and because you can either you can choose if you're aware, if you're mindful enough to experience an emotion or to be aware of an emotion.
Exactly.
And that changes chemical reactions in the body and changes stress adaptation reactions.
Absolutely.
And can really, if you become aware, you get to take yourself emotionally out of all situations, and the wind doesn't blow you like it can blow a person that is attached to the emotional response.
Exactly.
And it makes life a whole different level of experience.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Oh, yes. I love having you on here. You're such a joy to speak with. I love it. You've recently completed your training for some yoga certification. That is this new journey that you're going on.
Well, actually, I completed yoga certification back in 2002.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like 16 years ago.
Oh, I did not aware of it was that long ago. But
but I'm doing some more training.
Right.
Yeah, so I have my 200-hour yoga teacher training, but I'm going back for my 500-hour.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to Kripalu, which is where I studied for my 200-hour. And I've always taught yoga within my classes, but until recently, I didn't have a regular yoga class at a studio. And so I'm very happy that I have 2 classes at Alley Cat Yoga Center in downtown Columbia, Wednesdays at 5:30 and Fridays at 4:30.
AM, PM.
PM.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. And so that's been a lot of fun. And I'm going to be leading a retreat, a yoga and mindfulness retreat to Costa Rica next February 2nd through the 9th at Pura Vida Spa.
I would like to, can we go into some more detail about this?
Yes.
Because I want to talk about how cool of an opportunity this is. And I personally want to learn more about it, so I'm going to ask some questions about it too. Okay. So, how many people are going? How many?
Well, I don't know. I'm having an informational meeting next week.
Perfect.
Right? So I have a few people signed up, but I know that a lot of people don't understand what it's all about.
Right.
So I'm having an informational meeting so that people can come over to my house, and then we just talk about, what's the schedule like? What are the rooms like? What do we do? Kind of take you through the week so people get more comfortable with. I've been there 4 times, so this will be my 5th time going. And it's always been to the same place. They really treat us well. They pick us up at the airport or at the hotel that you can stay at overnight when you first get there. And then you go to this wonderful retreat center and the beautiful yoga rooms overlooking the mountains. And they have a wellness center there with people who do all kinds of different massage and healing modalities.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so you've got a lot of free time. So we do yoga in the morning, first thing, 6:30 in the morning before breakfast. And so we do like an hour and a half of yoga. And then that's every day. And then you have breakfast. And the food is really fresh. And energetically, I feel more alive when I come back from Costa Rica after a week of yoga and eating that food than I ever do the rest of the year.
That's wonderful.
There's just something about
what part of Costa Rica are you?
It's up in the mountains.
Wonderful.
And so you have this great little breakfast, and then you have an hour and a half or so, and then we come back, and in the mornings there'll be some kind of workshop, whether it's a yoga posture workshop or a mindful eating workshop or a mindfulness workshop. We do some kind of workshop every day in the morning. And then from 12 to like 5, you have free time. And so you can eat dinner, you can lay out by the pool, you can go get wellness treatments, and then you come back. We come back from 5 to 6:30, do another yoga session, and then eat dinner. And then my plan, I think, is to have it at the very end of the day, after we have dinner and people have time to chat and socialize, is to come back and do some kind of a mindfulness meditation to end the day. So come back, we might do a loving kindness meditation, we might do Tonglen, we might do, what all yet. I haven't decided exactly, but some kind of meditation to end the day well. And then we do it all over the next day. Plus, there's one day that you have an entire day where you can go on an eco adventure.
Oh,
yeah.
fun.
So you can go whitewater rafting, or you can go zip lining, or you can go... I'm not sure what all of the eco adventures will be this year, but definitely those 2 are always on the docket. Oh, there's a boat ride you can take in the jungle somewhere. And so that's a whole day that you can either leave and go do something like that, or you can stay at the retreat center and just do whatever you want to.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
And then a half a day on Tuesday, there's the butterfly gardens and the waterfalls, which are beautiful.
Oh, what a wonderful place.
Right.
To go and refuel.
Yes.
To take care of oneself. And I think that that's one of the best things that you teach in all of what you do is self-love.
Right.
And the appreciation of taking care of mind, body, spirit, the whole
package.
Because you just can't do one.
No.
It's kind of like the milk stands, that they used to milk cows.
Right.
If you take away one of the legs, it will eventually fall over.
It will.
And so the retreat itself is going to be in February the 2nd through the 9th of 2019.
And just remember how snowy it was,
or
how cold it was
so
this
gross
last summer.
here.
Winter.
It was so gross here. So it would be wonderful to get away.
It's a great time of year.
And then, is it limited to a certain capacity that you're going to do?
It is. I still have room, and I just called the retreat center to see how many other rooms they had.
Perfect.
Because I'm having this podcast won't come out in time for my meeting that I'm having at my house, but you can still just contact me.
Perfect.
You can put my email on there.
Yes.
It's mindfulrossy@gmail.com. So email me. I can be happy to talk to anybody who wants more information, and I've got a website for the retreat as well. And there are other rooms. There's only going to be one other group there at the time that we're there. And so I called the Pura Vida Retreat Center and I asked how many extra rooms do you have. So there should be plenty of rooms for anybody that would want to come.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. And then Alley Cat is on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Correct.
Wednesdays is at 5:30.
Correct.
Fridays is at
4:30.
And you guys can find the videos and all of the stuff that Miss Lynn or Dr. Lynn, talks about and teaches. She's so many resources, and she is, if you ever get an opportunity to go one-on-one with her and learn or go to her classes, Oh, it's a treat. It is a treat. Just sitting in the vibration is a treat. So, thank you so much for joining us.
You're very sweet.
Oh, it's such a joy. It's such a treat.
Well, I love what you're doing, so it's wonderful. I'm glad we can do it together.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it really makes
Soul
a difference
sisters.
when we all work together. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and check out the show notes to get a hold of Lynn, and check out the retreat because I've already got it where I'm seeing if I can move a couple of things to see if I can go. So I'm really excited about it personally.
Yay.
So I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Hi guys, Dr. Arminta here. Thank you so much for listening. I hope today's episode brought you information to help you eat better, move better, think better, and take care of the true root of your health issues. You can find us online at achievebalancechiropractic.com/podcasts. And you can find us on social media as well. We look forward to having you here the next episode, and we look forward to helping you create a healthier future tomorrow.